I found this tier list online on tiermaker.com. It doesn't have like everybody. It really seems to only have people up until like Sam and Cat, I think. And I'm not really a big fan of Sam and Cat. So I'm gonna try not to waste any guys' time. I'm gonna get right into this because I don't want there to be any more wasted time in this video. But anyway, the first character on here is Andre Harris, and I always like this character. Like, he's a really cool character. That's about it though. Like, there's nothing to this guy at all. Like, he's just kind of like a Gary Stu. He's just kind of good at everything. And if it's like a song or music, right? He has like the same personality as like every other character on Victorious, where they're just all kind of obnoxious or, you know, maybe undeservedly talented. But there's nothing wrong with the character, so for now I'll put him as a B, but there's a good chance that'll change. Now this guy right here, this dude right here, Tebow is he's got to be like top 3 like background characters in the Snyderverse show. Like, they always have these wacky background characters who are mostly there to just tell jokes, but Tebow's jokes are just good. Like, you know, it's been a little time, so like when you look back on it, it's kind of hard to tell whether like this is funny or this is a little like almost racist, but I choose to look back on it with rose-tinted glasses. This dude is getting like, I'm putting him an A for now. Could change, not exactly sure. Now Andre's grandmother, no, I'm not a real big fan of her for real. Like, her main joke is supposed to be that she's like crazy or something, but it's like every character in these shows is crazy. Like, basically, like after Drake and Josh, everyone is crazy. Like, Drake and Josh was like the last one that was like semi grounded. After Drake and Josh, like with Victorious and iCarly, like every single character in the show is just insane. So I'm gonna put her in like D. I'm not a big fan. Now I cannot remember whether this dude is Craig or Eric. So like, if you guys want to get on to me in the comments about that, I completely get it. You know, it's my own fault for not remembering that, but their joke was alright. Like, I'll probably put him in the same category as Andre. Actually, I probably like him a little bit more than Andre. A little bit more interesting. Now, the next character, Crazy Steve, I think this character, man. Like, Jerry Trainer just has this, like, thing about him where he has like this aura where he could play a really cool character or he can play a really like crazy scary character, but it's still kind of chill at the same time. That's exactly what Crazy Steve was in Drake and Josh. Like, I know I just got through saying that in Drake and Josh that you know, that in Drake and Josh that characters weren't like insane yet, but he was, so I guess I'm a little wrong about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him in A, but not quite on the same level as Tebow. I think Tebow's a little funnier. Now this guy, Dice from Sam and Cat, I don't care about Sam and Cat at all. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to put him in like, he can be in C. Like, he's just kind of nothing to me. Now here's where we get to a point of controversy. I'm gonna probably spend a lot of time talking about this guy right here. Now, there's been a lot of controversy around Drake Bell lately, like a ton, and none of it is, you know, good at all. It's all pretty terrible. This guy in real life is kind of a scumbag. He really is. I'm not gonna get too into his crimes and too into like the bad stuff he's been related to in real life, because I don't want this video to get demonetized. Yes, it is that bad. But if we're going about this strictly in terms of character, like just in terms of who this guy is in the show, and we're like just forgetting that all the real stuff exists, I would probably give him an A. Either an A or like a very high B. He's either right here or like right there. Like I'm not exactly sure. And a lot of people might not like me for this. I don't care. Yeah, I really don't care. Because like in Drake and Josh, like I'm not even gonna trip. Josh is the best character in that show. He just is. This doesn't even have anything to do with like real life. Like I'm not just saying that because Drake Bell in real life is a piece of crap. Like I'm saying this because Josh is just 10 times better than Drake is. Drake is kind of just a jerk. Like in the show, they try to sell it like Drake is like this really cool guy, but he's really not. Like in real life, this guy would be a loser for real. Like you would not like this guy if you met him in real life. Right? Like he takes advantage of Josh all the time. He takes advantage of women all the time. He's not a good student. He's not really a good son. He's not a good stepbrother or big brother to Megan for real. He's kind of just a piece of crap. Almost like in real life, but not, not quite. The only thing I really find endearing about Drake, like as an adult, like looking back, is that they make like a lot of jokes with him that land. Like whenever they make like a dumb joke, like he's stupid, it's really good. And in season 1, like he was a lot smarter, so that was good. Like I don't know if it was season 1 or season 2. One of the episodes where like the episode where him and Josh were having the bet, and like they both lose at the end, and their parents bet on both of them winning, so everyone has to get like a pink wig or get their hair, dyed pink as like, because they lost the bet, and he was the only one who just wore a wig. It's like, really, that didn't occur to anybody else? But then they just flipped that later on. He's just an idiot. But the idiot jokes are funny. So that's where I'm putting Drake. Now this guy right here, I think his name is Beck. This guy is going in the same category as Dice. Only I think Dice is actually a better character, for real. Like there's nothing to Beck. And if you guys didn't notice, like in real life, he confirmed in an interview, I believe, that he was like hung over for most of the time that he was shooting the show. So like if you're watching the show and he just looks like super hungover or looks like he doesn't really want to be there, that's why. He didn't. He was hungover. So yeah, that's all I got. Now this guy, Craig, Eric, I don't remember the name, but I do like the thing these two have together. So I'm putting them right next to each other. I think that's pretty good. They had solid jokes between these two. Whenever they show up, you like it. Even when they show up in other shows, I don't think they ever had an appearance that was bad. So, yeah. Freddie. Now, this guy has actually done a lot of bad things, but he is probably like my second or third favorite character in iCarly. Like, I always like the characters that are the most down to earth, the most intelligent, like the most like relaxed. And that's what Freddie was. Like he was super relaxed, super cool, just tried to do his job. He was definitely the one with the most moral standing between him, Sam, and Carly. So I'm gonna put him In front of Drake, actually. I don't care what anyone has to say. In the A tier, because I really did like Freddie. Okay, this puppet thing right here. I have personal issues with this puppet thing. Specifically, like in the, I think it's the pilot or the first episode. Now, if you want to know what I mean, go watch Quentin Review's video. If you already haven't, because that guy made a super duper in-depth video on Victorious, iCarly, like all of that. Please watch his video on it. He'll explain it better and less angrily than I will about the problems with this guy right here. I'm not gonna touch it at all. Now, aside from those problems, like if I was just going strictly by like in-universe stuff, I still don't like him. He's gonna be like below Andre's grandmother. I still don't like this character at all. Like every blue moon he'll say something funny, but for the most part, I just find him boring. Now this guy right here, like I can't remember his name, but he's always funny when he shows up. Like he always has like this 1 or 2 line like phrase that he says. Always funny, you know? There's not a lot to discuss about him. I just like him. So he's gonna go above Andre in the B tier. Yeah. It's funny how you can already kind of see a trend where I don't like Victorious and Sam and Cat, but I really like Drake and Josh and iCarly. But okay, so Tori Vega. Right, this character right here. A lot of people do not like Tori, and I completely understand why. If you watch the show, she's a complete narcissist. Let's just be honest. She really is. Like the way she treats her sister, and I know her sister deserves it some of the time, but there are times in the show where they just jump on Trina for no reason. And it comes down, you realize, oh, she's written to be this, so they're treating her bad even though they don't even have a reason. But Tori is one of the main offenders of this. Like, she really does not care about anyone but herself. Like, it's just unfortunately true. Right, and like, you see that throughout. Like, it's hard to explain because she's the main character, right? So she has like this kind of main character shield around her, and like it's hard to explain what the problem with her character is unless like you go into a super duper amount of detail, which I don't have time to do right now. But there are other people on the internet who've done that, like Quentin Reviews and just other people. So my personal feelings is she's gonna go probably at the top of C for now, because I like her better than these two, but only because she's just a tad bit more interesting. Like these two have like nothing. I'm sorry. Okay, Gibby. This guy right here, Noah Monk. I mean, he started off as just kind of like a dumb joke, but he gradually kind of evolved into a really good character. Right? Like, that happened a lot, actually, in iCarly. Like, side characters like Tebow up here gradually just became like full-fledged character by the end of the show. It happened to Gibby too. And like, you know, I didn't like, if you just look at what he was doing, like the taking shirt off thing in a vacuum, then I'd put it like in D tier or C tier, right? But considering that they do like put in the work to make him more interesting and for him to bounce off of the other characters in an interesting way, I think he actually deserves to be put probably like at the top of B for now. Like, because he really does kind of go through an arc. Like he really does mature a lot as a character and a person. Like he goes from looking like that to looking older than everyone else. So yeah, I think this is the dad from Drake and Josh. I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's him. It's hard to tell in the picture. Yeah, I like every joke about this dude. Like the weatherman jokes are just top tier. I feel so bad for him because everyone treats him so badly. He's not even doing anything wrong.